Happy Thursday, friends. Workout number 4 of the 2018 CrossFit Games Open was released tonight. It is a 21:15.9 of deadlift and handstand push-up, followed by a 21:15.9 of deadlift and handstand walk. For the first one, it's the classic benchmark Diane. Gentlemen's weight on the bar, 225, ladies 155, handstand push-ups, 21:15.9. The standard for the handstand push-ups, however, is different than it's ever been in the past, so we'll talk about strategy for that a little bit later. If you finish that in the 9-minute time cap, it's going to be a 21:15.9 of much heavier deadlifts. 315 for men, 205 for ladies, paired with 25-foot handstand walks out and 25-foot handstand walks back. There's a lot of stuff to talk about tonight in terms of pacing and technique, so let's get right to it. For the deadlifts, a lot of the best athletes in the world are going to do close to 90 deadlifts at 225 or above in 9 minutes. That in itself is a ton of volume. So I highly recommend spending a really good amount of time warming up your hamstrings, lower back, glutes with a lot of dynamic movement. Practice deadlifts at slow, medium, and fast paces so that when game time hits, you know how to move. Now in a deadlift, we all know, standing up all the way where your shoulders are just behind the bar is all you need to do. Keeping your knees locked and chest forward doesn't count, and you don't need to lean all the way back. That can be exhausting, especially when you're doing so many reps. So my advice is to find that rhythm and pace that works for you. Scott Panchik, one of the best athletes in the world, broke up a set of 21, 6, 5, 5, 5. A lot of people will want to go unbroken on that first set, but this workout isn't Diane. It's Diane followed by then a next level of challenging work. So find your pace, stay comfortable. I think you need to stay as calm and relaxed as you can and take at least 3 sets to get through that round of 21. 7-7-7, 8-7-6, or if you're really good at deadlifts, maybe go 12-9, something like that. But I would plan on short sets with a really short rest and getting right back on the bar. So from here, chest up nice and tall. Need to make sure that our heels stay down. As soon as you start pitching forward on your deadlift and rounding your back, we're going to be using these muscles here. People are potentially going to get hurt in this one. Don't get hurt because you're strong enough to lift this weight with your arms. Keep your form strong and do them right. So from here, chest up nice and tall. Stand just to this point. No need to lean back, and make sure you don't bounce that bar on the ground. Let your hips go back. Drive through your heels and stand tall. So tap, stand. Find that steady rhythm. When you're done, take a short rest and then continue on. I do not think you should be tired through at least the first half of Diane when it comes to your deadlifts. In my mind, athletes for this workout are going to be broken out into a couple of different groups. In one group, the weights on the bar, 225 for men, 155 for women, are already going to be really heavy. If that's you, my advice is to go slow, methodical, and don't risk any bad technique on those first couple of reps. If you're someone that has this weight but doesn't know if you have handstand push-ups yet, or they're not very strong, what I would recommend, just like last week I said, get to the rings as fast as you can, get through that first set of 21 deadlifts safely as quickly as possible. That's your first tie break. Then, maybe you spend the rest of your 9 minutes just trying to get your first handstand push-up. For another group of athletes, if you're fairly confident you can get through Diane in the 9 minutes, but that next weight on the barbell, 315 for men and 205 for ladies, is really intimidating, or maybe you don't have handstand walks yet, my advice is get through Diane as fast as you can safely. Then Diane's tie break time essentially becomes your final marker that's going to go in your scorecard. So get through Diane quickly and safely, leaving a little bit left in the tank. If you finish it and there's still time left, make sure you're tight and strong and technically sound before picking up that heavy barbell. There's potential to get hurt, like I said, and I really don't want that to happen to anyone. The new handstand push-up range of motion requirement is going to be a new experience for a lot of people. Being patient and making sure you communicate with your judge is going to be the name of the game for a lot of folks out there. When you kick up, heels need to be above the top of the line. At the end of the rep, both heels also need to be on top of the line, making sure you're locked out and in control. A lot of folks who arch might not get over the line with that range of motion, and a lot of folks that rush through their reps might not be completely in control when their elbows lock. Slow it down in your warm-up. Make sure someone's there to watch to tell you when you're good before you drop down. Wasting reps here can be exhausting. So, when you kick up, make sure that your heels are above the line. You might need to mess around with either extending or flexing your ankles to make sure you get over the line. Then, once you know you're good, lower yourself down, go into your rep, either kipping or strict, and make sure someone is there to tell you that you're all the way over. It doesn't make sense to go down, arch your back, and not be over, but think you are, and get no rep all day long. Be smart, be conservative, be patient. There's a lot of work to get through today. For folks who are hoping to get their first handstand push-up today and are going to try the kipping technique, one of the things I love to do is explain a handstand push-up with a kip, almost like a thruster, where you want to drive through the legs first, then finish with the arms. If you can get in a position where you're in a strong bottom of a squat, and then you drive through the legs, kicking them to the sky before punching with your arms, the likelihood of getting your kip timing down is going to be a lot better. Legs first, then arms. Let's try one and see if it makes sense. From here, first, make sure your heels are over the line. Lower yourself down. If your knees stop here and you do the frog kick, I feel like that doesn't give a ton of power. It works for a lot of people, but not everyone. If you can bring your legs down lower and kick to the sky, then at that last moment, as you get weightless with your arms, you can punch through. So to show when that actually counts, where your heels end on the wall, let's try that again. From here, kick up, make sure your heels are above the line. As I kick to the sky and punch, make sure the heels are over, and that is what a kipping handstand push-up could look like for folks who are hoping to get their first today. For the athletes that make it to the handstand walk, there's going to be a lot of fun to see there for all the spectators. The first thing to remember is that regardless of what you've done in the past, your hands need to touch the ground behind the start of whatever line is in front of you. So don't have the line here and fall forwards over the line. Don't get no rep on that. Second, whatever variation of handstand walk you have, whether it's the legs walking, the scorpion, or the straight leg, make sure you can try and make it at least 5 feet at a time. It's going to be really frustrating to make it 2 feet, fall, and go back to where you started and make it through. Make sure you can make it at least that next increment before you commit to getting upside down. So, if you're someone that's going to do the leg walker, that's fine, but what I recommend is trying to stay as long and as tall as you can. If your toes are pointed to the sky and your glutes are squeezed, odds are you'll be able to control that fall a little bit better. So try your best to get as tall and as hollow as you can while you're upside down. From here, control as you walk, and that should make it a little bit easier to stay consistent regardless of the distance you're trying to get. Like I said before, I think workout 18.4 is going to include about 3 groups. The first group are the folks that know they can get through Diane, know that a 315 and a 205 deadlift is fine, and they can handstand walk. Their goal is just to try and get as far in as they can. The second group knows they can do Diane, or at least are very confident they can, and they're a little bit skeptical about that second part, the heavy deads and the handstand walking. They need to get through Diane as intelligently and quickly as possible, knowing they're not going to get very far into the second half of the workout. Be smart there, don't burn out on the set of 21 and get crushed on your final set of 9 at the lighter weights. Then the final group is going to be the folks that just getting through Diane, whether it's the deadlift weight alone or the handstand push-up, is going to be a challenge. Remember, for every group, that last set of completed deadlifts is your tie break. So push, 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 and try and get through it when you're on that particular set, because it will be a matter of seconds that will separate potentially thousands of people. Before I wrap up this video, I have to go coach mode one more time. Friday nights are exciting. It's workout 18.4. Your friends are probably going to be there screaming you on. The music's going to be loud, and people are going to get all kinds of fired up. But the deadlift is a very powerful movement. It puts a huge strain on your central nervous system. The heavy weights are going to be adding up quickly. And what I don't want to have happen is for anyone to get hurt, because you want that one last rep to hopefully move you up a couple of spots on the leaderboard. Please be smart, listen to your body, and when you know form or technique are starting to break down, just call it. It is not worth being injured over trying to beat one of your friends from across the gym. Please be smart. Good luck. Have fun. I believe in you.